Good morning. It is March 11th at 11:11, Thursday, March 11th. Welcome to Coffee and Cards. It is a lovely spring day here in West Virginia. So I've got all my windows open, or at least the sun coming in. Let me know where you are and what the weather's like there. I actually saw some videos yesterday on social media where they were getting hail that looked like snow, pretty much because there was so much of it, like out there in Northern California where I spent most of my life. So, hey, Robert, how are you? Good day. Well, good evening to you. Thank you for being here. We'll just wait a couple minutes, see if anybody else wants to join us today. If you're new to our group, welcome. We will be looking at the Entrepreneur Oracle deck. This deck consists of 44 cards and a 138-page guidebook. The idea with the deck is to help you navigate your emotions, specifically when it comes to running your business or working from home. So thank you again for being here. I'm doing great, Robert. Thanks for asking. I feel a lot lighter because I'm getting a lot of sun and the weather is changing. So I was able to have my coffee outside on the back porch today. And we have a really amazing backyard that has a stream running through it. So get to hear the birds and I don't know, just like an excellent way to start off the day. And then I did my meditation out there also. Happy Friday Eve, sis. Thanks for being here. And I guess we can get started. Well, yeah, it's Friday Eve. You know, the eve before, like Christmas Eve. Just a funny little saying that my dad used to, he worked for 30 years for General Motors in the factory, and they had a whole thing surrounding payday. So there was payday, payday eve, pre-payday eve. It was like every day of the week had the word payday in it, leading to when it was. Yeah, anyway. Just a funny little tidbit. So, yeah, things are going good here. And we are going to look at a couple of stones today. If you take a look at our website, entrepreneurauracle.com, all you have to do is click on, in the upper right hand corner, there's a link called EO Shop. That's where you can order the deck, of course, and then we've got a bunch of different cool pieces that we've brought in. So today we're going to look at blue calcite. And that's, see if I can get in there good. This piece right here, which is a pretty significant piece. It's not small. I mean, it's not humongous, but it's definitely not a small piece. It's got really pretty blue colors. As you can see in the photo that it shows on the website, it's really hard to capture sometimes with some of these pieces. It's a really lovely piece of calcite. So we're going to be using that today. And we're also going to be looking at SODALITE. And we just have one piece. So we only have one calcite, and this is the last piece of SODALITE available. So the SODALITE is this really deep blue, almost looks like lapis piece. And these are polished. They kind of remind me of tie-dye. So this is a really lovely piece. And this one brings emotional balance. It calms panic attacks. So I know that could be useful for all of us. So we'll be using those today. So let's get back to where we all came, and we will look at the cards. Oh, Robert's preparing a crystal master class. That's amazing. Can't wait to hear more about that. Let's just pick up where we left off on Monday. And if you weren't here for Monday, you can go to our YouTube channel and watch any of the replays. on our YouTube channel. So here's our YouTube channel. So just go to youtube.com, or you can go to our website, entrepreneurauracle.com, and there's a link to it there. Also, I can put a link in the chat now for you. And that's where we will keep all our videos. So the videos are also on our website under the blogs section. But the great thing about YouTube is that it will give you notifications when a new video is posted. So here we go. So we've got our sodalite and our calcite there. And let's pull a card for today. Oh, so Robert says sodalite is the cheaper version of lapis. Oh, well, that explains why it looks like it then. So much to learn. So many different elements and rocks and crystals, and I just love learning about all of them. So just keep an open mind that we can never know everything. And it takes a little of the pressure off to explore, to ask questions with people you trust, to be able to just be authentic in not knowing everything. It seems like in today's times, there's a pressure that you must know everything, or that you can't change your mind about something. So today we're going to look at help. And remember, with the sodalite, that had a lot to do with calming, and also with the calcite, it was the same thing, although it had a little bit more to do with calling in help, I believe. Let's look back at that. The calcite soothes and relaxes the emotional body, protects your auras, and brings angels and guardians, which can also offer you help. Let's also look at the guidebook. Also, if you can let me know in the comments what kind of help you've received this week, what kind of help you've put out to other people, or to, you know, a cause or whatever it might be. Let me know what help you've received or given this week. Morning, Heather. Help. When we've talked about this one quite a lot, so I feel like I've read this one quite a few times, but I think with help, it can be a little intimidating to ask for it, but also to know the difference between good help and bad help. And I say that in quotations, and I don't mean good and bad in the sense of one is right and one is wrong. I mean in the sense of what's aligned with your path or your vision. So it could still be good help, but it could not be aligned with what you are doing or your idea. So in that case, that's help that's appreciated, but also doesn't really align with what you're doing. So I think that's something to keep in mind. So we've got some help coming in from you. Sis says her mom helped her this week with her daughter. Well, that's awesome. That's definitely help. Robert received some financial help. That's great. Cheers to that. What kind of help did I receive this week? I've received a lot of support. Oh, good morning, Bridget. You received help with creating a Facebook group. Awesome. And you helped a friend just by listening. Awesome. And Robert, advice given. Yeah, definitely. Listening, I think, is one of those things. It's so simple, right? But it's so effective. Yeah, listening without having to add in our own experience, just letting them have their own experience. So in the navigate section of that card, so the navigate section is in most of the cards, and what that is designed to do is to help you navigate through the emotions. So we don't want to block what's happening or ignore it or whatever. We want to move through it. So we want to allow those feelings of fear or discomfort or whatever it might be, but to move through it. So you also don't want to like stay in it. And sometimes we have, or I have, a hard time moving through, and that's why I created that section of the card, is to navigate. So when you are navigating in this area of help, whether it be deciding what help to take action, or help that you are putting out, or any of these elements of help, there's the navigate section, and it says, there is something you need help with now. Do you already know the answer? Are you looking for an easier route to get there? Your path, especially as an entrepreneur, does not always match others. When you are creating a new path, there are not always directions. However, you can make decisions and adjust. Make another decision and adjust until you find your direction along this new path. Heather says, my sister listened to me. Yes, that's great. Well, and Heather is my sister, so, you're welcome. Just get a little focus here on our card. So help looks like everybody is receiving help, and sometimes it's great to just recognize that, just like it helps you stay more grateful, feel less alone, recognize, sometimes we tend to focus on negative aspects, but not always remembering all the good things. So with that in mind, if anybody would like another card, Thursday, what we usually look at is where we've been in the week. So this could be a continuation of where you started the week, or it could be something to look forward to into the weekend, or it could be areas to notice that happened during the week. Robert says he's more of a giver, but he has learned to receive as well. That's good, Robert. And here's the thing about that. I totally understand. But imagine you're someone that's trying to give a gift or give something to someone that has a hard time receiving. Here's what that looks like. You pay someone a compliment. Robert, I really appreciate you being here and offering your insight. And instead of you just receiving it and saying thank you, then you could say, oh, you're welcome. I really enjoy being here. And although that sounds great, it's also sort of a deflection of the original compliment. It's kind of like if you buy someone a gift. So let's say you buy this gift for your friend, and they're like, no, I can't accept this. That's too much. Or here, let me get you something now. It sort of takes away from the whole idea to begin with, right? So, and this is not directed at you, Robert, by any means. I've just happened to use your name because you were saying that. And I think a lot of us think that we are being, we want to make sure that, if someone gives us something, we also give them something. But what if we just received whatever it was they gave? What would happen? What if you met a compliment or whatever it was with just a thank you? And I remember when I started looking at this and practicing that, it was really uncomfortable just to say thank you. It's like, oh, you look really pretty today. Oh, I like your outfit too. Because then it's like, oh no, like, let's put it back on you. It's such an interesting thing to watch. So anyway, just a little insight for that. So Robert, let's pull a card for you and see. Progress. So like you were saying, you have made progress on that. Trust that progress is happening as a result of the pursuit of your dreams. Sometimes progress is not the same progress we imagine. That has a little bit to do with expectations. Oh yeah, that's a good one too, right? And I like your shirt. And instead of taking the compliment, you just say it's an old shirt, right? So it's like, yeah, it's how would that feel as the person trying to give? So just keep that in mind if you're one of those people that has a hard time receiving and wants to be more of a giver. Like, can you do that for other people? So, progress. Let's get back to that. Trust that progress is happening as a result of the pursuit of your dreams. So, this card for you, Robert, I think is a reminder that, hey, you're doing a great job. Stay on track. Keep going. Progress is happening. May not be as fast as like in this picture. You see the iguana closer to the forefront of the car, but there's an iguana up on the top. He's made it a little further than this iguana, but that's okay. Like this is where this iguana is supposed to be. Progress is still happening. And just stay in your alignment and on course, and you've got it. So that's a great message for you to go into the weekend. Yeah, that feels really great. And again, we're keeping the calcite and the sodalite here just as sort of support for all of these cards that we're reading. So let's see, Heather would like a card. Awesome. And if you're watching live, let me know if you'd like a card. Just say so in the comments. Yeah, totally. Robert says, from a healer perspective, trying to help someone who doesn't want help is useless. Yes, definitely. So where are you on that scale? That's just a question, not for you, Robert, but everybody. Just rhetorical question. Have you denied people help or gifts or any of that? And the answer is yes, we all have. It's okay. You just notice it. Notice when you're doing it and then ask yourself, I wonder why. Perfect timing with that card. Great. You're so welcome, Robert. Heather, you've got channel. You cannot separate yourself from your business. So this card is a reminder that the things we do in our work are in the same issues, and how we show up there are the same things that happen in our personal lives. So for instance, when I was doing my yoga training down in Ormond Beach, Florida at Hot House Yoga, one of the lessons we learned was our habits show up on the mat and off the mat. So the same things that you are struggling with or are doing on your mat in the physical practice were the same things that you struggle with out in your daily life. And what I mean by that is sometimes it could be overpowering. So could be like you're in a yoga position and your body just isn't ready to go further, but you find yourself pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So that would be the same as like taking on too many things or saying yes to everyone else and not yourself. Or see that there's that parallel. And in your business, you will recognize when you start to observe it that there are things that come up in both. Say, for instance, if you have some, emotional trauma or baggage when it comes to finances, like at home, say your family didn't have a lot of money, you're on welfare, whatever. So then when you start your business, you could find yourself operating from that same place of lack, or not setting your goals or seeing your value in the services and how much you charge. So just an interesting thing to pay attention to. If you are having difficulties in either one, it's okay. Nobody ever stays totally up. So the opportunity is to notice and then see where it's reflecting on the other. So if you're having a bunch of issues at home with, I don't know, relationships or communication, then look at your work and see where that also is happening. And I guarantee you will find that that is happening. So the channel card talks about that. And it's just being able to see the opportunities to notice where you could use some growth. So Bridget, you would like a card? Oh, thanks, Robert. Let's see what we've got for you, Bridget. So again, along with help, we'll build upon that card for you personally, Bridget. And you're welcome, Heather. And thank you to Sis for helping me moderate today. And Will says hi to everyone. Let's see. Okay, Bridget, what we've got for you is path, which actually was in the help card when we talked about that in the navigate section. Everybody's path is different and you're creating your path. So one is not better than the other and each serves a valuable purpose. So another thing this reminds me of also is reflected in that help card that talks about you get to make a decision, reevaluate, and make another decision. There's no finite decision. So you make a decision, you move forward. Whatever happens as a result of that decision, then you make another decision and you move to the next place. It's all part of your path. It's clear, I think, to most of us, if not all of us, that our paths are different and our paths are definitely not straight. And they definitely, it doesn't go A to B, right? It's more of this sort of roller coaster of up and down that we, that's just what it is. There's no way to eliminate the ups and downs. So that's why we have these cards, because it's there. So how can we best approach it? And that's the way we do it. So whether you are looking for help or receiving help, just know that whatever you decide is right, because you get to, no matter what, you get to make a decision and make a new decision, and you control your path. And not all your friends or family or colleagues have the same path as you, and that's okay. And it doesn't mean you cut them off or they're not part of your life. That just means, you're taking your own path, and their paths could be alongside of you at some point and then veer off and come back. And, it's kind of like your friendships, right? You got people that come in at a certain time, some of them fade off, some of them temporarily fade off and come back. It's the same thing. So just keep going and feel confident in that when you are making decisions, that's all it is make a decision and then make another decision. Don't worry about the outcome as much as just staying on your particular path. So, Bridget, I hope that offers you some insight for the end of this week and sort of going into the weekend. Yeah, and since I already had my coffee out on the porch this morning, I'm now drinking this lemongrass green tea. It's pretty amazing. So, does anybody have any questions, or would anybody else like a card? Let me know. And just so you know, we've got our YouTube channel is in the chat. I've got the link to purchase the cards on entrepreneuracle.com. We've also got all the places that you can follow us. So we've got LinkedIn, and I am putting the link in the chat. We've got our Pinterest. I put the YouTube in already. You're already on our Facebook, but if anybody is watching this on YouTube, I'm going to place that in the chat here. And then, of course, we have Instagram as well. And all of our videos are also on IGTV. And if you go to our Instagram page, there's a link on our profile that says IGTV, Reels, Posts, and that's where you can find all of that. So let's get back to business. And Sissy would like a card. Let's see what we got for you today. So I've got inventory of cards ready to ship. So if you're interested, make sure to place your order. They make great gifts, forward to a friend, share in groups could also be a great thing on a corporate or office business level. Um, and for sis, you've got love. Your work is best served and received when you come from love. So I think for you, sis, that has to do with that whole thing we were talking about learning how to receive. And if you can receive from love instead of deflecting, like we were talking about, the work that you put out and the things that you do for other people will also be received from love in that way. So it's not just us receiving, but how we are helping other people. So if we feel resentful or we feel like obligated, that makes the gift a little less filled with love, right? Because that energy can be felt by the person receiving it. You're not hiding it, even though we think we are. That here's this pie I made for you. It feels exciting, right? Here's this pie my mom made me make you. Like that feels different, right? So just keep in mind how we are showing up and how we are serving is also affected by where we ourselves are coming from. So keep it coming from love, and that could be love for others and especially love for yourself. And don't forget, we only have this one calcite piece, and that's available on our site. See how lovely it's. I love the feeling of calcite because it's, even though it's not smooth surface, it's the faces are smooth. So it's a really great one to hold, and just the color of it is really pretty too. And then of course the Sodalite, I guess we're going with the blue theme today, is really lovely with the dark blues and the marbling in that. You're welcome, sis. Again, thank you for helping me out here today. So anybody have any questions, let me know. We got, a couple more minutes. If anybody else would like a card, or you just have a question about purchasing your deck or using your deck or any of it, let me know. You can email me, support@entrepreneuraoracle.com. You can go to our website, which of course, let's look at that again. If you scroll down to the very bottom of the page, you will see that you can get access to our online card picker. So all you need to do is enter your email address here, click on the button next to it, and then it will take you to a page where you have access to our online card picker. So you'll just take a screenshot or press pause, and it will stop on a card. And so you can do that at any time and from anywhere. Some of our recent posts to Instagram, a little bit more about the deck and some reviews, a little about me and Kathy, how to use the cards, and also what makes our deck different. So it's not just another deck. We really took the time to design the physical aspects of the card, easy to hold, and they're not too flimsy. The matte and the gloss finish is designed to help you be able to see the colors brightly on the pictures, but also to be able to read the words without having too much of a reflection. They're easy to handle, easy to shuffle, beginner friendly, and the guidebook is almost 140 pages, so it's a pretty detailed guidebook that you don't always get. The more, Robert says that the more dark blue color, the Sodalite, the more powerful. So these are really dark ones, as you can see in the photos, how deep that blue is. And that's what it looks like. When I hold it up here, you do have the white marbling, but look how dark this side is. And we originally had two of them, and so Sis, I know, I believe, got the other one. So whoever gets this one sort of gets like the other half of the locket with sis. Who doesn't want that? So if we have no other questions, we can go ahead and close out for today. But it was lovely to have you guys here, and hope you haven't gotten your deck already, that you do today at entrepreneuraoracle.com. Support small business, women-owned business. Yep, Sis was the one that got the SODALITE. Yep. Yeah, and just help us put out this tool into the world that helps everyone. Morning, Mom. Robert, thank you. See you Monday. Great. Sounds good. 11:11 on Monday, everyone. We'll be back. If you're watching the replay, come check us out, entrepreneuraoracle.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, LinkedIn, all the places. Thank you, everybody. I know today is the 11th, so we started today on the 11th at 11:11. Have a good weekend, Heather. Have a great weekend, Robert, Mom, Sis, Bridget, anybody who's watching. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and have a great day.